All right, welcome back, everybody. I pray y'all and enjoying your weekend and having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High all the honor, glory, and all the praise and worship. This title just says JT as the music producer. I want to do this video for a lot of my people that's coming on that's new. This is the other side of me, I guess you can say, that a lot of people don't know about. Um, those that know me and been knowing me for years know that I love music, producing tracks, writing, you name it. So this video is more to people that's off in the music. So for my regular audience, this may be a little boring to you, or you may not even want to listen to it, but it's up to you. You may get something out of it, I don't know. But that's up to you, and may the Most High bless you. But to all the music producers, you're making tracks, got your own studio. I want to do this video to encourage you. And first of all, ooh, there's so much I can say in a video like this. I want to start with this, your mindset. I've been getting a lot of emails about my old music and some of my new music. It starts in my mind, and this is why, as a musician, as a music producer, you have to have your mind clear because you will not be able to function right. So everything that you see or heard that I have laid down, that I have shared with you on here, it came up here first. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about because one thing about being a producer in this music, it's endless hours. You know, you can't have a lot of mess going on in your life and then call yourself trying to produce music. So with a clear mind, then that's when you're able to work, work, work. I can't tell you from growing up how many hours I spent, years I spent. That time, it's blood, sweat, and tears. We like to say, it's 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 hard dedication. Let me just put it like that. But my response back to you, you know who you are, all of y'all. It starts up here. It's just amazing the gift that the Most High gave me. It starts in my head first before I even touch the piano, the laying the tracks or whatever I'm laying tracks on, whatever equipment. I can't explain to you. It's kind of crazy, but some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. How I can hear every instrument in my mind first. I can hear the intro. I can hear the breakdowns. I can hear the chorus. I can hear the fill-ins. I can hear the outro. I can hear it all in my mind first before I think about laying it down on the equipment, whatever equipment that we use. So I want to share that with y'all because I know a lot of people. I want to make tracks. I want to make tracks. They just jump down and they lay down anything. They lay down. They rush it, and they always get mad because they don't like it. But I'm gonna tell you something. As laying music, there gonna be a lot of times you just flat out not gonna like it. You're not. When you produce, say you get up and lay that track. Like if you anything like me, it don't matter what time of the night it is. I have laid so many tracks at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the morning, staying up 8 hours a day, sometimes without even eating, trying to get it done. But the thing is, you get tired a lot, and when you wake up that next day, it's gonna almost sound totally different to you because you have been tired. But as a producer, you're gonna always hear flaws. You're gonna be your own biggest critic because you're gonna be to the point where it's almost gonna be impossible to put it out. You know why? Because that's how hard you are on yourself. You don't want to just rush it and just throw it out there. Um, Somebody asked me about, there it is right there. Khalik, um, Khalik Glover. I had this book years ago. I don't know if you can see it real good. It maybe it's been mute, Sister Jackie. And one of y'all asked me about did I ever hear of this guy? Excuse me. Years ago, yes. I had this book years ago. It's called Hypnotic Music Secrets. And as producers, we a lot of times can get a lot of tips from each other. But that's why I want to start off saying that sorry about that. I'm trying to put it back up. that it starts in your mind first. I can hear the lead guitar, I can hear the organ, I can hear the piano, I can hear the strings, I can hear the saxophone, I can hear the bass player, I can hear the synthesizers. It's just according to whatever the song is and what type of song it is. The key word is listening, you know. And if you listen at yourself, and here's the thing, you have to establish your style. See, a lot of people on here now have been listening to me long enough, they know what my style is. And I'm not saying that to brag and boast and none of that. Every musician should have their own creativity and know what their style is. But when you're just trying to mimic somebody else and be like somebody else all the time, you will never establish you. You know, I've been producing a long time. I love music. I love neo soul. I love R&B. I love jazz. I love music. Period. You know, that's why I try to make music that's real smooth. But as a producer, you go through some heartaches. You go through some pain. Now, brother Raj, you asked me about that album I did in 2012, that gospel CD. Um, yes, I did all of that myself. That's me singing. That's me playing. Couple of tracks my little brother's on playing the bass line, but everything else is me. The singing, that's me. The writing the lyrics, that's me. And you said copy wrote. Yeah, they are copy wrote. Back in the day, we used to do what we called a poor man's copyright. You know, where you would mail it off to yourself and then open it. But now everything technology have advanced so much. You can go online now and get your copyrights just like that. You know, and you want your stuff copyrighted so can't nobody steal it. Can't nobody try to do it and claim it, you know. So yeah, I always take care of business on that end, but I had plenty of chances to work with record labels. I refuse to work with record labels, especially now. Now I know what I know now. A lot of people get mad when you get the job done yourself because what are you doing? You're cutting out the middleman. There are so many studios that's hurting and have shut down because more and more people are getting their own little studio in their house. They doing it themselves. They investing in themselves. They getting all the equipment. And you just think about it. When you get everything yourself, who gonna charge you other than you? See, when you go in them studios, and I'm not knocking studios, big shout out to the studios. But when you get in them studios, some people get an 8 hour block. I mean, an 8 hour, 8 hour block, 4 hour block. When you go in the studio, you better be ready when you go in there. You know, there are some that got hookups because they homeboys or homegirls with each other. They may let you, you know, they may cut you a real sweet deal. But a lot of times, man, when you go in the studio, you better be ready because all that wasting time. And I always tell people this: you should never go in the studio to rehearse. You should go into the studio to lay it down. Many make the mistake of trying to go in there and then next thing you know, at the end of the day, the engineer say you owe me $800. Well, you at least owe me $600. You owe me at least $400, and now you mad because you done went in there and wasted time when you could have been laying it down. If you're not ready to do the hook, don't do the hook. If you just going in there to do the front part, hey, go in there to do what you need to do to save yourself some money. If you go into the studio, don't go in the studio to waste time because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of times, engineers will not stop you. Them engineers gonna let that clock run, and you know what? They gonna want their money at the end of the day. I done seen many people fall out behind stuff like that, you know. So these just little things I want to express to you. With looking at y'all emails about the music production side, it takes a lot. It takes a whole lot, and you gotta find balance. Um, just like me and my brothers, all of my brothers, we would spend endless hours in the studio trying to make it right, trying to get it right. And like I said, you'll wake up the next day and you'll be your own biggest critic. I don't like the way that piano sound. I'm gonna delete that. The bass line ain't right. I'm gonna redo that. The biggest struggle you're gonna have is you're gonna try to lay it down perfect on the first time, and it don't always work like that. You stumble a lot. Then, like I said, your ears will fool you because one minute you got the headset on, then the next minute you listen at it coming out the monitors. Then you go out there and listen at it in the car. Each radio you listen at it on, it's gonna come different to you, right? To those that know what I'm talking about. That's why when it comes down to engineering and mixing, it's not easy. It's not easy. That's where, to me, that's where most of the time is gonna spend is on mixing it, final mixing and laying it down to get it right. Hey man, that is a job and a half, and you can't have no distractions. I watched my big bro stay in the studio. I don't know how many hours. You're talking about just to get one song right. I'm talking about to get it right, right. You're not gonna go in there and just, okay, I'm through. Yeah, man. You go, oh wait a minute, I hear that drum beat, man, the kick. You focus on every individual instrument one by one. The kick gotta be right, the snare gotta be right, the hi hat is too much going on. You gotta go in there and tweak everything. The toms, you don't like the way that sound. The bass line, so you go through every individual instrument. It's very time consuming. That's why I always say to my boys out here, say man, if you can't get an understanding woman to understand your craft, to understand this is what you do, that woman will drag you down. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to any woman. I'm saying they have to be understanding to know that that's what you do. A lot of times, see, a lot of times in my time when I was laying tracks, I was in single mode. I didn't have nobody, so I didn't have nobody to fuss and complain about it. You know, a lot of times, you know, back then, especially back in the day when we was really going at it hard, you know. But you can't have no woman that's just gonna complain, complain, complain. But then when that money come in, she ready to proclaim, proclaim, proclaim the good news. Oh, my baby making that money. But see, if you're gonna be there while you up, you might as well be in there while you down. You need somebody that's gonna be down with you that understand you. Because once again, I've seen too many artists make a mistake by being with the wrong person and their mind can't never focus because they bring them to the studio. They in the room with them trying to lay track. Ooh, how long you gonna be in here? I'm ready to go. Well, you should have stayed at home. You know, that's one thing about me. I don't play that. I don't need. You can't have no distractions when you getting in production mode, my brothers and sisters. And a lot of women don't understand that. A lot of men don't understand that because it be homeboys and they want to stay in there and be doing all that crazy talking and loud talking and getting high and get drunk. Want to tell you do this, do that. Now y'all can stay at home too. You know. Because when you dealing with music, right here, once again, it's gonna start in this mindset. It's gonna start right here. Gotta start. For me, it have to start. Because I can't before my fingers even do anything, my mind, my brain gotta tell it what to do, you know? That's why I can hear a whole song in my head. When I'm driving a lot of times, I just cut the music off. That's how I came up with a lot of most of the songs that I came up with. I would hum stuff to myself and record it in my cell phone. And then when I get home, there it is. Brother Jeffrey, you asked me about that song I Once Was Lost. I laid that song down about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was laying in my bed. I was just meditating over my life and remembering how lost I was one point in time through traditions of man, through the church. I was lost. And the Most High just started giving me those lyrics right then at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up first and wrote the lyrics down because I've already had the music in my mind. So I laid that whole thing down this same day. You have to, when it hits you, you got to do it while it hits you. It may be 4 in the morning, it may be 8 o'clock at night, but when it hits you, you got to get away from everybody and you got to let it hit you and lay it down. Even if you just laying down the concept until you can come back and really come back and do it like you want to do it. Lay down your concept and then come back and master it. Put your all and all into it. Music is very powerful. Production is not easy. When you look at all the hours and hours and the time you spend, the money you spend, the energy, the focus, it pays off. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Anybody that know me when I'm laying tracks, I need it silent. I don't care if somebody. And if you knock on the door, I'm not gonna answer it. If you call my phone, I'm not gonna answer it. That's the way I have to be. That's the only way I know how to be, to get in the zone where I'm focused. A lot of people that's on the outside, they don't understand that because they're not in the music. They think you just being funny. Well, man, I've been calling you 2 hours in a row. So if you know what I do, if my thing is, if I tell you when you know me and I tell you, if I don't answer my phone and this is why I don't answer my phone, then you should know not to call me. Or if you don't get an answer from me, you should know that, okay, he's off in that music. Or even the same thing when I'm doing these videos teaching the word of the Most High. I can't have distractions. So many times I had to start over because somebody would knock on the door, the phone would ring, you know. So I had to learn to get into a mode where it's all about being focused. All about being focused. So to all the producers out there, once again, do your thing, but don't rush it. Take your time because you want to put out some good quality. So many people are worried about quantity that they let quantity mess up quality. That's a word all by itself. And I tell people in church the same way. Quality. It's a beautiful thing. That's why the Bible said that David hired skillful. Those Levites were skillful musicians. Skillful. And if you don't like your style, work on it. See what you can do to get better and better as you keep on growing in the music field, you know. And once again, gotta have a clear mind. I don't know how many times I've said it in the video. You gotta have a clear mind. So with that being said, y'all, that's just a few little things I wanted to share with you. And y'all take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed weekend. Shalom.